view? Do you think green hydrogen like is a game changer, or do you think not really? Or what is your view as a young person in this?
What we have seen is a gap,
Mm,
and the gap is between information sharing
yeah.
and the people.
Hi guys, welcome. So today we're actually back with another episode with my brother here, Johannes, or let me say a partner in climate, in just creating awareness on climate change and all that. So these are some of the people that are actually on the front line when it comes to fighting climate change and all that in Namibia. So yeah, today I'm actually here with him, and he's just going to tell us more about his newly founded foundation on creating awareness. So yeah, Johannes, maybe I can just give you maybe just an opportunity to introduce yourself.
All right. Thank you very much, Elise. I'm really appreciating this time.
Yeah,
And
okay.
I mean, we are here as climate change advocates,
Yeah, yeah,
so it's really a good thing.
yeah.
The Green Climate Awareness Foundation was founded 2 years ago,
Okay.
but then we had challenges here and there,
Mm,
registering and all those things.
mm.
But then we finally got registered last year.
Oh.
Yes, and
Mm.
that is where now we started with this impact.
Okay, I see, I see.
So this is a fully registered organization,
Mm.
and then it's also a youth-driven organization
Okay,
dedicated in combating climate change.
okay.
Um, it's through information sharing,
Mm.
capacity building,
Building
and
and also.
community engagement. Yeah,
Okay.
because what we have seen is a gap,
Mm.
and the gap is between information sharing
Yeah,
and the people. So when you visit certain places, they
yeah.
don't know what is green hydrogen.
Mm.
They don't know what is important with climate change
Yeah.
awarenesses.
Mm.
Therefore, we want now to be that middleman to share the
Mm.
information with the people,
Yeah,
because the people don't understand these
yeah,
things.
that's very
Yeah,
true.
that is why the Green Climate Awareness Foundation was founded.
Was actually founded. That's
Mhm.
actually very interesting because I think we kind of lack platforms where we as young people can really like join and be really to work on this impactful impactful project to actually combat climate change, and also just to learn more about climate change, and also just to meet other young people that are actually
Yeah.
involved as well. So I
Mhm.
think it's actually good that you guys started this foundation. And you spoke of the green hydrogen,
Mhm.
because I just wanted to know your views, because this green hydrogen is making waves in Namibia,
Mhm.
and it's like a big thing in Namibia and all that, but it's
Yeah.
not really a lot of young people that really understand it and all. I just want to know your view. Do you think green hydrogen like is a game changer, or do you think not really? Or what is your view as a young person in this platform?
Okay, so far, just like any other
Mm?
youth,
Yeah.
mhm, we don't have an understanding on what is green climate. And that is why
Mm.
we came up with this foundation, so that we can seek information,
Yeah.
so that we can get those people that have knowledge, that have an
Mm.
understanding in those things, so
Yeah.
that they can a little bit just equip us, and
Mm.
then we can have an understanding on this. The
Ah.
Minister of Justice
Yeah.
recently just said no, green hydrogen is going to provide jobs
For
for people
lawyers.
that are studying law.
Mm.
But we want to know now how.
How?
How is
Mm.
law and green hydrogen related to
Yeah.
each other?
Mm.
So those are the things that we need education on. Yes,
Ah.
that is why we want to engage with some of those people that
Mm.
are dealing with green hydrogen.
Yeah.
People like James Nupe.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the people that we need just for a little bit of education.
I
Then we can
see.
also educate the other youth on
Mm.
that.
I see. And then, like with the Green Climate Foundation, Green
Mhm.
Climate Awareness Foundation, if if I'm saying it correctly.
Yeah.
So, what activities are there, or are you that you guys are doing, or like that you guys are planning to actually like maybe implement for you guys to create awareness on that? How do you guys plan to capacitate these young people and to create awareness on this?
Yeah. So far we have planned, and okay, what we have done so
Mm,
far,
mm,
we have visited some other people from
mm.
Katutura, for example, Antipeti, and if you
Okay.
go on our platform,
Mm.
you will find that interview there. We have
Oh.
interviewed Antipeti.
Mm,
She has a garden there.
mm,
We have asked her, oh, what are the challenges do you have?
mm. Yeah.
What are your what do you need? You
Mm.
see, then she told us more about what she needs, and it's a very beautiful garden,
Okay.
and we
Mm,
can see that people are really
mm.
interested in these things,
Okay.
providing food for yourself,
Mm.
and not waiting for payday to buy bread. You see,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you are selling your
Mm,
okra, and
mm.
yeah, so
Ah.
we have done such initiatives,
Mm.
and we have also attended educational, environmental
Yeah.
um, whereby we have seen Dr. Ruth Kansky from the University of Stellenbosch, and she also discovered that information is the main thing here.
Yeah, it's the main thing.
We lack information. People lack information. There's no one on the ground that is doing that.
Yeah.
And as Green Climate Awareness Foundation volunteers, we want to actually start on the ground. And we want to start on the ground by going for educational tours. If we go in school, we have subjects like environmental studies, but they are not focusing on these things, and that we know.
Geography.
That's why we want to focus on that. Want to visit schools, educate them, encourage them to start. Even a small garden can be something good for a school. So those are the educational tours that we plan on looking forward on them. Yeah.
I see. That's very interesting, actually, and I think that's like you plan to, or you guys are going to do these educational tours. Are you guys will be the one to moving around schools, or like are you taking kids on tours, or like how is it?
We are basically the ones that are going to the certain schools. Yeah, because we need to see if there's a clear space for making a garden or just starting something. You know, that's why we need to visit those specific schools and just provide education, and not just the learners specifically, also the teachers. They can also be educated on these things so that they can also be interested in helping the kids on what is really revolving around the world right now.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. And I think one thing that we also lack in, especially around the youth constituency in Namibia, is that we lack collaboration and partnership. And we like, I think we are all just scattered and doing our things on our own and all that. And I'm actually grateful that you actually reached out to me, like for us to be able to do this, because as young people we really need to be working together and all that. In terms of collaboration, which other organizations maybe are you guys planning on collaborating or maybe already collaborating with, or how do you plan to collaborate with other organizations within Namibia and all that?
Okay. So far we have tried to seek information from different organizations, but as youth-driven organization, we need to find other youth-driven organizations. Yeah. So we have youth chambers of environment. I think you have heard about that. It was just recently founded or maybe created. It's under the branch of Namibia Chambers of Environment.
Oh,
so the youth chambers of environment
it's actually my first time hearing it.
Oh,
yeah.
So the youth chambers of environment is basically there for to engage, like to collaborate and bring together all the youth-driven organizations that are dealing with climate change. So that should be the work for the youth chambers of environment. We didn't want to do that job. So far we have engaged with them. We had meetings with them, and we had collaborations with them, and we are facing a very good path.
Oh, you guys are seeing the bright future.
Yeah, we are seeing the bright future.
And you are really seeing that maybe the objective that you had and the idea that you have is it's like gradually going into practice and like walking to that path.
That is the main aim now. Yeah, we want to get there.
Okay.
And we don't want to compete. We don't want to do competition with other youth-driven organizations. That's why we want to work together. We're not that selfish. We want to come together as a youth chambers of environment. It's a chamber whereby all organizations should come together and sit there and have different ideas and share different responsibilities.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. And I think one thing that we also like have to, as young people, even though we are in this and like we are on different fields and all that, and we are all I think having one common goal at the end. We're just taking different paths. So we really need to work together to see how we can actually be able to reach there faster or to really be able to reach there productively.
We need to conquer it.
Exactly.
But if we are not working together, it will conquer us.
That is very true.
At the end of the day, you will hear, where is Green Climate Awareness Foundation? Last time I heard from it was 2020.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
So yeah, that's collaboration is the best.
That's very true. So yeah, one thing that I also like, I think we start organization as young people in Namibia, and then it also, like you said, 2 years, then it collapsed. We do one project, then it collapsed. And also, I think one major thing that we also have is financing. Like, how do we plan as young people? Like, where must we get the finance? How do we plan to get this finance? From you guys' side, like, how do you guys source your finances, or how do you plan to actually be able because for you guys to be able to do those tours to school, you need money and all that. So how do you guys plan to do that? Do you have a plan, or do you have, do you have somebody that is like funding you?
Elizabeth, to be honest, this is one of the biggest challenges. everything can be possible, but lack of funds is the most big challenge that every organization has. So speaking about funds, the reason why we didn't yet start moving here and there, which we can do because we have very, very active youth. We have active volunteers there. So we can actually start with these things, but we have lack of funds. We have recently seen things from the EU, Youth Sandbox, the American Youth Sandbox, and so forth things. They give funds, yes, but then the process you have to go through. Yeah. So I don't know how this country is really going to look at this organization, how it's going to look at us in terms of fundings. Because even if we try in terms of applying some of those things, then you don't get on top.
Then you get it through.
Yeah, we had engagements, collaborations, wanting to get sponsored, but when they hear green climate, what are you trying to do?
Yeah.
Why will I give you my money? You see, they do not understand, and that is what we want to eliminate. Yeah. So yeah, lack of funding is the biggest threat.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I also saw. I think it's one. I don't know. It's from the EU. The one I think that you spoke about that I also saw. But then the requirements and all that, like you say, the process that a person has to go through, like it doesn't really speak to the small organization or to the small organizations that we're actually working with. It's only I think it's only like big organizations that will really be able to apply and all that, or people that are really affiliated to organizations that have been in this for like years.
Yeah.
And really that already had funding and all this. So I think that's really one of the major challenges that we have in Namibia. Like, is there something that I don't know that we can do as young people? What can we do, like for us to be able to really get, I know, because we have the Ministry of Environment, we have like I think it was yesterday I saw in the newspaper there's also an environmental thing that is also open in Walvisbay by the mayor. So I don't know what, I don't have much information, but I just saw it. I just have to go and read more on it as well. So like I think funding is the biggest challenge that we actually have here.
Yeah, and the problem is that the question is still standing. How are we going to eliminate this? How are we going to get funds?
Yeah.
But I just encourage we should at least try to like get hold of those organizations, big organizations that are from outside, because I know in our country we rarely have those organizations that are interested in these things, and they need to be educated on these things, and then they should understand. Yeah. Because Elizabeth, when it comes to you coming up with an NGO and a profitable company, you will get investors when you are doing a profitable company. But when it comes to an NGO, they'll be like, so I'll just invest and then get nothing. You see? So those are the things now with companies in Namibia, companies that are owned by Namibians, they don't want to work with it. Yeah. So most of the companies that are showing interest, as I said, the EU delegations, the American embassy, those are the people from outside, and they are the ones that are showing us interest. Yeah. So we really lack in this country.
Yeah, I think so. Like, so this is not just about the government thing and all that, but the private sector as well.
Yeah.
These people, they have the responsibility to give back to the community and all that. So, and then they can utilize organizations such as yours to actually just be able to give back, to see what project are you guys working on as well, and how do you plan to make this impact and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's actually private sector, the government and all that. That's really too. It's only like organizations really from outside that are really like showing interest in helping youth or youth programs, especially when it comes to environment and other things. So yeah, I wanted to know your team actually. Are you the only one in this organization, or how is the organization structured?
Okay, we have social media accounts, and we have about more than 500 followers.
Okay.
And when it comes to the volunteers now, we have about 20 something volunteers. But we saw a lot of people that are interested, but we are going to have a call for the volunteers to join us, those that want to join us. And we have an executive team which consists of at least 7-8 members.
Okay.
Yeah, and they all have different portfolios, and they all have where they have in terms of where they have
where they are already like working or like already involved, different projects that
some
they are
are
working
students,
on.
some are people that are working, some are employed, some are unemployed. So we are all together.
Okay. That's interesting. And like maybe there's another young person there that also wants a platform or an organization to actually join. How can they join, or how can they be part of your activities of the the Green Climate Awareness Foundation?
As I said, we are going to have a call. We just didn't sit on that yet because we feel like how can we bring people together and we do nothing? Yeah, so we actually are waiting on that. We'll have a call as soon as possible, and then we can now bring all the volunteers together that want to join us, and then we can start with the hard work.
Okay. That's very interesting. We also here, I think we also just have the same objective, just to create awareness on environmental issues and climate change, and just to inspire other young people out there for them to take action, and for them to know which young people to actually work with, or what organization that I can actually join if I want to make an impact, or if I want to to be part of climate action and all this. So thank you so much, Johannes. Unless you have like maybe something that I left out that I haven't asked you. So yeah, the floor is yours.
What I want to say is that, as a youth, we have this thing of like, I need money.
Yeah.
I gotta get paid.
Yeah.
But that's why they don't join NGOs. They don't join NGOs because they feel like, no, how will I join an NGO and then after all I don't get paid and all those things. So joining an NGO is you getting experience in that certain field. We have cancer associations, we have green climate, we have all those associations. So you can join any of your interests. No, you like playing sports, you can join any of your interests. That is where you start. That is a picking point. So if you don't join these organizations and then you just want to join where you are getting paid, that is not how it works. At the end of the day, you join Green Climate Awareness Foundation. At the end of the day, you get the fundings. One day it will just pay off. Your hard work will pay off. So I encourage the youth, please let us join youth-driven organizations. Let us put an impact on this. We see what is happening in the world. We see what is happening in this country. And then these are the things that we need to tackle as a youth. These are the things that we have to look at. Don't just focus on education. At the end of the day, you don't have a job. But you had an opportunity to be part of an organization. To work with other people. But you are being ignorant. That is the first thing. So everyone, let us come together. Let us work together and make a great impact.
That's very true. That's very true. So you heard it right there from Johannes himself, a person who has experience when it comes to volunteerism and also just working with youth-driven organization. So, and I also just want to move out of the topic a little bit. So I think off camera you're actually telling me that tomorrow, on Monday, I mean next week, you guys are having a parliamentary session here for youth. Children's Parliament. So can you just tell us about that as well? Just just a little bit.
I found out that a lot of people don't know what is Children's Parliament, and this is a sixth time people are having Children's Parliament, and what happened is that children from different schools they come sit together, 7 from a region come sit together, and then they debate about certain issues. And they talk about certain issues. It's a normal parliament session, and only that it's undertaken by the children. Yes. So I want everyone to come on Monday. This is the official opening of the Children's Parliament. Come on Monday, witness and see how you can actually put yourself in the same position that the other kids are. Understand these things, and then you will know. Now you see a member that came out, and then you say, no, what you said there was actually supposed to be like this. Can you try and correct it? Or you need to do this and this. There are groups that are created for the youth to join in terms of debating over different things. I have big groups whereby our elders are, and then I just decided to join because our elders are having more perspective than us. So there are groups where they discuss about things, everyday life things, everything that happened in the country today. Then they will discuss about it. But then there goes us, the youth. You create a group, 15 people join, 3 are interested, the rest are just quiet, are there to view. So I want us to engage and just get ourselves to work. Let us stand up and focus on these things. You can never be lonely if it's not yourself that is trying to be lonely. So let us try and engage with people, try and work with people. We can all come on Monday, witness what is happening there, sit on the gallery. No one is not allowed here. Everyone is allowed to come there. So And also schools, different schools that want to take their kids to tour. School is starting on Monday. You just bring your kids this side, and then they can witness what is happening here.
That's very true.
Exactly.
That's very true. So, the reason behind why I actually ask you this question is because I think some people, especially young people, they just think that if you are involved in the environment, then everything you do is just around that environment. You can actually be working on an environmental project while you're also equipping yourself with knowledge in different sectors and you're working with different organizations as well. So is attending parliamentary session where he's actually equipping himself with legal procedures and all that, and experiencing the how like a parliamentary session actually, but he's also very much active in environmental, so you can actually do multitask, not really multitask, but be involved making impact in different sectors and all that.
And when you're focusing on these things, it's not just because you studied health you should be in the cancer association. No, or because you studied the environment you should be in the environmental clubs. No, you can be studying something else. I'm studying something related to finance, but I'm doing something that is has to do with environment. So I want us to stop that ignorance and be like, no, I'm doing cyberbullying. Why would I? Is there no an association that is dealing with cyberbullying? You can join environment, you can join cancer association, everything that you want to join. Get experience on that certain field, and then
that's very true. That's very true. So thank you so much, Johannes. It was a really a pleasure having you. We're also just trying to create awareness on climate change and really just offer a platform to to change makers like yourself that are really making waves and creating real change. And I think we are really, as to Rise and Impact podcast and also with our organization, I think it's always be an ideal to also, I don't know, I think we can work on something together. And all that. But we'll talk it off camera. So thank you so much. And see you guys also next week after this episode. So thank you so much for actually watching this episode up until the end. From me, myself, Elizabeth Chilome, and also from Johannes, it's a goodbye and see you in the next episode. And please also don't forget to also follow us on our social media platforms, and they will be as well in the description box below. So thank you and see you.